Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on where everybody is in the world today. Welcome to episode 2 of the Empowered Tarot podcast with Laura and Stefan. Thank you so much for joining us. And Laura, thank you for joining us from your holiday home.
You are welcome. It is a pleasure, as always, to be here. I'm so excited to just keep building and growing. It's wonderful, wonderful experience.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. This has been a good week, an empowering week, despite challenges and fluctuations in the energy, which we all kind of expect. That's part of life. But yeah, it has been a really good week. And I'm excited to see what the energy reading for the upcoming 7 days is. And
Me
then, of
too.
course, Laura, as usual, has her empowering quote for us to just kind of give us a little bit of extra oomph for the new week coming in.
Yeah,
So, okay.
yeah.
Without further ado, I'm going to finish shuffling. And as I mentioned last week, and I'm probably just going to say this every time, this is just a general energetic reading. This is not for any one person or any one demographic. This is a general energetic reading for the energies at play over the coming week, which we can use to our benefit, whether or not they are challenging or supportive. Knowing that they're coming just helps us to use that again in our day-to-day life.
Wonderful.
So, as always, I'm just going to describe what it is I'm doing. I use an inverted hexagram draw, which the top half of the draw is very much the spiritual energy. Oh, beautiful, loving this. And then the physical side of the draw is just sort of the physical energies at play. Okay, this is actually a really fun draw for me. And I think for you as well, Laura. For anybody out there who's more of an introvert or who doesn't like to kind of take the bull by the horns, this draw is very much telling you to do exactly that. So on the spiritual side of the draw, the energy is very much youthful. It's new beginnings that the universe is trying to gift us right now. And when I say gift, that's literally the image is a child gifting an older person a pot of plants or flowers, right? There's the Fool, which everyone thinks like, oh, the Fool. But no, the Fool is all about brand new horizons. It's all about an energy of youthfulness. So that's what and then the other card I've got is the Knight of Wands, which again is that fiery energy. I think the universe is very much saying to us, we're gifting you new beginnings. We're asking you to embrace your youthfulness. We're asking you to embrace that fiery energy. Please, please, please do so. On the physical side of the draw, and this comes through very strongly, there's definitely a sense of still clutching onto what we know, okay, very strongly. And I get that across all three cards, subconscious, conscious, and the card of what is. Very much focusing on what we have, what we've built up, okay? The advice card is quite literally saying rock the boat. It's the judgment card, right? And it's literally saying to us, rock the boat.
Look at the picture back there.
Here,
The boat.
there we go. And that's the feeling that's coming through. So if there's been any ideas that you've been sitting on that you're like, this is going to help humanity, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to be perceived, do it. Just do it. Embrace it. Rock that boat. You're never going to be everyone's cup of tea, okay? It's just not going to happen. But as long as your intention is to really go with the universal flow of support, of giving back to the collective, you'll be okay.
Lovely.
I really do like this draw. So yeah, let's maybe focus on letting go of what we think we have to hold on to and embracing that new flow of energy. And on that note, over to you, Laura.
I just wrote a quote on one of my vision boards at the home office, and it says, move on rather than hold on. And here's this reading coming up and these cards. And again, for everyone, it's important to have connectivity to the things that are important, the time and the energy and the effort that we have taken to build. However, right before when you were shuffling the cards, I asked the universe for which power quote I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to read this at the moment. It is within our mind where all thought is created and where all ideas are born. And knowing this, we should become one with evolution as quickly as possible, which absolutely lines up with, even if there's hesitation and trepidation or fear, go for it anyways. Rock that boat, push through it, because self self evolution and collective elevation is what is going to advance all of us. And this is
Mm,
what we need. We need that. I love that youth, that fun, youthful vibe of this reading, where you can picture the gifting of the innocence of exploration and children, and all is possible. We lose all that possibility when we are constricted in thought, constricted
mm,
in development. So these cards are telling us, let it go, have fun, explore, go for it, go for it. Nothing will ever be in a negative if you are authentically moving forward. It may not work out exactly how you planned it at the onset, but the growth and the experience and the wisdom that's gained from that movement
mm.
will add to the next step. So just keep connection to the innocence of exploration within, and use that to keep building new.
Beautiful. New. I love that, and I love the fact that you brought that childlike energy into it as well, because every single religious and spiritual faith out there says you have to become like a child,
You
right?
do.
That constant curiosity, that expansion of mind, just like a child. A child never stops asking questions. Why this? Why that? What about that? Right?
Yes. And lack of fear. We come in with no fear. We are taught the energetic structure of fear. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do this. I still
Right.
do as a parent. I'm trying to become so aware. I'm trying to look at both of my girls now. Go for it. Everything's possible.
Everything is
Don't,
possible.
yes, and it really all is. And yes, we don't want a child, jumping from too high of a level. Of course, we know that. So when we talk, this is all about, again, the joy, the fun, the playfulness of that innocence of, I can do
Mm,
that. I can go over there. I can climb that tree. Who are you to tell me I can't? So think about this right now for everyone listening. If we really tapped into, pick a number, our 7-year-old self, our 10-year-old self, how would we hear this information? We would be like, everything is new. Every day is new. Every project is new. Every lesson is new. And we wouldn't mire it down with all this other stuff. We would just be like,
mm.
I got it. I got it. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm good. I got it.
You
Right?
actually, you've just made me sort of flashback to one of my friend's kids. He is 6 years old, and it's exactly that. He'll be playing with something, and you'll go, "Oh, can I help you?" And he goes, "No, no, I've got it."
Yeah.
Just like I got, he's like, I got this. And even if he's doing it wrong, he's like, I want to figure it out. And I'm like, isn't that so amazing? Because I think at some point in my life, I've definitely lost that, where you're like, you have a little bit of fear, you have a little bit of, am I doing this the right way? Or I want to get it right the first time. And here's a 6-year-old kid going, if I
Yeah.
stuff it up, I'll just start again. Or I'll do something else. It's just a game.
And the beauty, if we were watching 2 or 3, 4 kids, I've written about this study in the Science of Empowerment, where there's a certain point where children lose the ability to recalibrate given situations. And if you were to watch them and leave them alone, they figure things out in such a profound way. It's when the growing up part of us interjects, and then
Mm,
we just kind of disrupt that natural knowing. We do that onto ourselves, which is what I'm trying to express. Be playful for this next week. Be playful, and when you wake up, when you go to bed, try to really work towards connecting to the absolute joy of being in this physical body, of having these amazing brains, of having this heart full of love and compassion, regardless of what outside conditions have put upon us. We really are playful beings with one another. And that is part of what the Wealth of Self podcast is cultivating, that we are
Yeah,
children together. We can play in this journey of advancement and don't lose sight of that playfulness and that giving, that gift giving of innocence.
absolutely. And before we sign off, I just want to say to Laura, thank you so much for sharing that, because
Yeah.
just before we got on this podcast, I was saying I'm feeling a little bit, I won't say a sense of despair, but definitely melancholic frustration over what's been happening in my country over the last couple of days, because just it feels like my flow keeps being disrupted. And everything that you just said now about embracing that attitude of play, embracing that attitude of every day is a new day. And yes, there are going to be challenges, but they don't have to mire us down. A child, when there's no electricity, like happens so often here in South Africa, will just be like, okay, great, perfect time to go play on the beach for 2.5 hours.
And everything else, build a fort with a candle, like a battery
Right.
operated candle, or little flashlights, or in the dark. They don't care. And I'm just looking
Exactly.
at your t-shirt, and it's so funny because the magic of fun, the magic of playfulness, think about, if use your mind as the wand, use your mind as the wand and create that melancholy, recalibrate it and create it. What would you do if you had the wand? We do. It's in here, it's
We
inside of
do.
us. How would we turn that feeling, that sensation, invalidated? Absolutely. Our challenges
Mhm.
are validated. But how unique of our journey would it be if, when all those challenges are facing us, again, in that contrast, we have that ability to redirect thought
Yes,
so it becomes something magical and transformative? Then we
absolutely.
actually hold the power center, the battery of transformation individually. And believe it or not, that has causation and positive effect
Yeah,
on the whole.
it absolutely does.
Yes.
Absolutely does. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful weekend. To our friends in Canada, have a great Canada Day. To our friends in the United States, happy 4th of July weekend. To our friends around the world, wherever you are, take some time to celebrate and enjoy the playfulness of youthfulness and life, because we all have that no matter our age.
I love that. Celebrate the youthfulness.
Absolutely. Now, as mentioned, we will not be on our usual podcast on Monday. We will be around, I believe we said Wednesday, Laura, was it?
I'm open to whatever morning. You let me know.
Okay. We'll send out a message to everyone over the course of the weekend just to let everybody know. And you will obviously see us go live on YouTube as well. It'll be roughly around this time. Um, and yeah, definitely looking forward to that again.
Yeah.
But happy celebrations wherever anybody is in the world today.
Yeah.
Have a
Let it
great
be
one.
your mission between now and next Wednesday's podcast. Have fun. No matter what the universe is presenting, you learn the magic of recalibration into fun.
Absolutely. Yay,
One.
us.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Till next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.